Hey guys, it's Brooke, and welcome back to the 8th day of 13 Days of Taylor. Me and Eddie are here to tell you about some of the most iconic moments of our girl, Taylor Swift. Unfortunately, none of them actually involve Ed, which is kind of sad, but he's here for support. So these are really random. These are just some of my favorite things that Taylor has ever done. There are obviously more, because obviously I can't sit here and number the amount of great things that she's done in the 12 years that she's been in the spotlight. These are just some. I don't have a part 2 planned during 13 Days of Taylor, but like it would be a good part 2 to do like 13 more iconic things Taylor has done, because there are a lot. Literally like like a lot of these, I was gonna say 99%, but that wouldn't really make sense. A lot of these things are things that she's done making fun of herself, because honestly, that's the best. If you can make fun of yourself, you know that you have the right attitude about things. Here we are again, and I loved you so, back before you lost the one real thing you've ever known. The first one, however, is more of a serious one, and it is my favorite performance that she's ever done of my favorite song she has ever done, and it is the iconic performance of All Too Well at the Grammys in 2014. I keep making a joke that Taylor Swift is gonna sue me because I keep having to delete and re-upload videos because of copyright, so hopefully it let me leave in a little bit of that performance. I know I put some clips of it in my Read and Speak Now favorite lyric video, so you can go see it then. I'll have it linked, you should watch it, but it is one of my favorite performances of all time. The second iconic thing that Taylor Swift has done is her owning of her snake image. And if you don't know a lot about Taylor Swift, I'm sure you probably at the very least know that she has had conflict over the last nearly 10 years with Kanye West. And recently, not really recently, it was like 2 years ago, Kanye released a song called Famous that he mentions Taylor in. And this is the line in which he talks about her. And Taylor made a statement after this song came out that she never approved of him saying these things in the song. So then Kim Kardashian West gets on Snapchat and she posts a video of a phone call between Kanye and Taylor in which Kanye asks if he can use her name in the song, and she says yes. And she says, you know, like, I really appreciate you asking me about this. And he's like, yeah, I owe it to you as a friend. And so Kim was like, she knew that she was going to be in the song.
For all my Southside niggas that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. What the fuck about is just you as a person and as a friend. I want things that make you feel good. I don't want to do rap that makes people feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, go with whatever line you think is better. It's obviously very tongue-in-cheek either way.
So after this happened, everyone was, you know, calling her a liar. This is a big part of her whole reputation thing, is that this kind of put a huge dent in her reputation. And she later released a statement saying that she did know that he was gonna say Taylor in it, but she never approved for him to refer to her as that B word, as she thought that that was degrading to women, and she never approved of him calling her that. And he also says, I made that be famous, and she said that she never approved of that line. So that was what her dilemma was with him, not the fact that her name was used in the song. So around this time, the public was just having a field day with going at her, saying, you know, you're a liar, you're this, you are a B word. And there was a thing where people would go on her Instagram and they would comment the green snake emoji on like every single post. And I remember this. You would go look at her Instagram and you could scroll through thousands of comments, and every single comment on every single one of her pictures would just be snake, 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 the little green emoji. And so Taylor in 2017, you know, comes out with her single Look What You Made Me Do for her Reputation album. And when she did like all of the teasers and all for it, she wiped everything off of her Instagram and she started posting like videos of snakes and like as teasers for her song coming out. And then obviously if you watch the Look What You Made Me Do video, she's sitting on the throne and like all the snakes are slithering around it and they're like feeding her tea and stuff, which is hilarious because of the tea. But and she like sells merch. She has like the snake rings in her store, and like a lot of the Reputation merch has snakes on it. So the point that I'm trying to make is that it's iconic that she took this thing that people were saying about her, insulting her, and literally is making money off of it by selling it as her image.
Gonna check it twice. Hours pile up in the worst way. No one knows what to say about a beautiful boy who died. And it's about to be Halloween. You could be anything you wanted if you were still here.
The next iconic Taylor moment is one that is a lot more serious, and this is the song that she did, I believe in 2011, correct me if I'm wrong. It was at some point in between the Speak Now and the Red Era, and she released the song Ronan. And the song Ronan she wrote about a little boy named Ronan Thompson who was 4 years old and he passed away from cancer. And his mother, Maya Thompson, had a blog called Rockstar Ronan, and she would write on it every night, and she detailed the whole journey through him getting diagnosed with cancer all the way up through the aftermath after him passing away. And Taylor said when she was on tour, she would read this blog every single night, and she had so much admiration and so much respect for the mother and for Ronan. So she wrote a song which you can't listen to without crying. It's a beautiful song. She's only ever played it live twice because it's so emotional. But she played it at an event called Stand Up to Cancer around that time, and it's on iTunes. You can buy it. I think it's $129 like a regular single, and all the proceeds that she made from it went to the Ronan Thompson Foundation, which is a foundation that supports childhood cancer research and treatment. And then she played it once again during the 1989 tour, I think, when Maya was actually at the concert. But she's raised a ton of money for children's cancer research through this song. You should still go buy it on iTunes if you haven't, because it's still a beautiful song and the money still goes to that. And I just think it's really cool that she used her platform as being a famous singer to do this, and while doing this made this really, really beautiful tribute to this little boy as well. And she also credits Maya Thompson as being her co-writer on the song because she took a lot of lines out of blog posts that Maya had made, which is really cool. The next thing I absolutely love, and this goes kind of, she references this in the Look What You Made Me Do video too, but this is Taylor winning her sexual assault case, and she sued the man for $1 in, I believe, 2014. I'm so sorry if I have these years wrong because I didn't like really research when exactly it happened, but sometime I think 2014-ish, Taylor went on a radio show and she was taking a picture with the radio DJs, and when they were taking the picture, one of the radio DJs reached up her skirt and grabbed her butt, which is illegal, that's sexual assault, and this guy actually sued her because she ruined his career by calling him out on this because he lost his job on the radio network, as he should. And he sued her for making him lose his job. And so she countersued him for assaulting her, and she only sued him for $1. And the point wasn't that she was trying to get money, because obviously she has money, and the whole point in the case wasn't that she was trying to rip this guy of all the money that he has. It was that she was trying to make a statement that it's not okay to do that. No matter how high up in the music industry you are, it's not okay to do that. And because of this, and because she won this case, she was actually Time Magazine's Woman of the Year last year, not for any of her musical achievements, but because of this case.
There are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success or take credit for your accomplishments or your fame. But if you just focus on the work and you don't let those people sidetrack you, someday when you get where you're going, you'll look around and you will know that it was you and the people who love you who put you there. And that will be the greatest feeling in the world.
This next one also kind of has something to do with Kanye. It actually does a lot. But when she won her second Grammy for 1989 for Album of the Year at the Grammys, she made a beautiful speech, which a lot of people hate on because she does indirectly reference Kanye in it. But she makes this beautiful speech that I love and I think is extremely inspirational. Obviously, you know, thanks everyone who was part of the album making process. And she says, you know, I am the only woman who has ever won Album of the Year at the Grammys twice, which is true. That's another iconic thing. And as a woman in the music industry, there will be people out there who will try to take credit for your fame and take credit for your accomplishments. But when you get to this place where you are achieving these things, you will look around you and you'll know that yourself and the people who love you are the people who really got you here. And this was obviously kind of a reference to Kanye, but in a really respectful and eloquent way, because, you know, the line about I made her famous, obviously she was referencing that, but it was also, you know, a pat on the back to herself as well as the people who had helped her get there. So I don't know why people make such a big deal about that, but I adore this speech. You should go watch the whole thing. I will link it as well. It is such a good speech.
I'm like 8'4", blonde hair to the floor. You shorties never thought I dreamed about rapping hardcore. No, I ain't got a gun. No, I never really been in a club. Still live with my parents, but I'm still a thug.
The next thing is another non-serious thing of her making fun of herself. And that is the Thug Story video that she put out at, I think, the 2009 Country Music Awards. I feel like I'm driving people crazy because I don't know what year anything actually happened in, but I believe it was 2009. And her and T-Pain made a video rapping, and basically it's a rap version of Love Story, and the whole thing is a joke, but it's so funny, and that's where the entire nickname TSWizzle came from. Okay, I feel like everyone calls her that, and like people don't even recognize that that's where it came from. That video is iconic. Okay, so like, I know that some crazy stuff supposedly went down at this VMA, especially involving Harry Styles. Obviously, I don't think that that was actually what was going on. And as I just included, there's a picture of them together that night, so I think they were fine. Oh, Ed is actually in that picture, so there, Ed gets a little bit of credit there. But, so this VMA, really what I'm just referencing is her look. Like, that, I feel like that gets overlooked by how much people insult this actual, like, night as far as things go with her. But, like, she looked so good. Like, the hair, the makeup, the dress, that is probably my favorite red carpet look she has ever had. And we're gonna note that instead of her doing whatever people think she did.
She is like a cat in the dark, and then she is the darkness. She moves alive like a fine skylark. sky is starlit.
The next thing is another Grammy moment, and this is when she performed with Stevie Nicks at the Grammys. And if you know anything about me, you know that I adore Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks is my favorite person ever, and she played Rhiannon with her, which Rhiannon is my favorite song of all time, favorite Fleetwood Mac song. Absolutely adore everything about that performance. And she gets a lot of hate and a lot of criticism for that performance, but I love it, and I think it was a really special moment. Special especially to me because it's like my favorite, you know, person who's more in classic rock music and older music, and my favorite person who's in more current music together. And that was a highly criticized performance. It's supposed that she wrote her song Mean about a critic who tore up that performance online. But I love this moment.
What's with that bitch? Don't call me that.
Next thing is another thing that kind of ties in with the whole Kanye West, Snake, all that stuff. And this is just the fact that she defends herself no matter what. She was under so much pressure, but yet she still refused to break what she stood for about being called those names and about having those things said about her. The fact that she still came out and made the statement about, I did not approve of being called that, after she had, you know, millions of people harassing her over this, I think is something that she does not get enough credit for.
I don't trust nobody and nobody trusts me.
The next thing also kind of ties into that, and it's the Look What You Made Me Do video, and that's one factor of the Look What You Made Me Do video. My favorite part of the entire video is the part at the end where one of the old Taylors says, "What's going on with that B?" And then the other Taylor says, "Don't call me that." And so even like 2 years later, she's still making the point that she's not okay with that situation, and I love that. But the Look What You Made Me Do video in general is an iconic moment because every scene she does in it symbolizes something, especially the things she did in which she had, I believe, the 13 different Taylors from the different events there, and the last scene where they're all making fun of each other. It's just you can't tell me that that video is not an iconic moment. The next thing is a thing that used to be kind of a meme online, and this is No, It's Becky. And so in like whatever year, this image circulated around the internet, and it was like, "This is Becky. Becky did drugs at a party and died. Don't be like Becky." And someone commented, "This is literally a photo of Taylor Swift." And then the person responded, "No, it's Becky." So in like 2015, Taylor had a t-shirt that she would wear all the time that said, "No, it's Becky." She would wear it all the time. That just kills me.
If you love like that, blood run, 'cause baby, now we got.
The next one is also a music video, which I did talk about in my favorite Taylor Swift music videos, another video you should check out. But this is the Bad Blood music video, which is just groundbreaking as far as music videos go in general. You know, she had a full star-studded lineup of people in it. It was a huge girl power statement. I think the only male actually in it was Kendrick, and he's awesome in it. Well, I think there were men in the beginning when her and Selena are in the whole fight. But my sister actually watched this video with me last night, and she was like, "Wow, I know like every single person in here." And I was like, "Yeah, that's the point." And I just think the way that she orchestrated everything and let everyone choose their name and did all of that is so awesome and is going to go down in history. Like, I think that when I'm, 50 years old, people are going to be like, "Oh, a classic music video, Bad Blood by Taylor Swift."
I like writing songs about douchebags who cheat on me, but I'm not gonna say that. In my monologue, I like like writing their names into songs so they're ashamed to go in public. But I'm not gonna say that in my monologue.
And the last thing is another throwback moment, and this is from when Taylor was on Saturday Night Live. And when you're on Saturday Night Live, you do an opening monologue. And since Saturday Night Live is meant to be humorous, this monologue is normally making a lot of jokes. And she actually is one of the only people who has written her own Saturday Night Live monologue. And she wrote a monologue song, and she calls it Monologue Song, parentheses, la 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 la. And it is hilarious. She is making fun of herself so much in it. You should watch the whole thing. Once again, I will link it. I put a little clip in here, but it's also probably copyrighted material. I'm trying to keep her from suing me for more than $1, so I'm not gonna put that whole thing in here. Does anyone else feel like Taylor like has that dollar framed in her home? Like, you know, like how Mr. Krabs has like the first dollar framed in his house? And there's like the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick get the drop of paint on it. Why do I feel like that's Taylor Swift? Anyways, guys, those are just a few of the many, many hundreds of iconic things Taylor Swift has done in her career, and those are some of my personal favorites. So I hope you enjoyed that video. This was a fun video to do. So was the one yesterday. Yesterday were my confessions of a longtime Taylor Swift fan, so make sure to check that out because that was a fun video as well. You know, you can see all my scandalous thoughts revolving around her, and I have more videos coming out. We have 5 more days left until the Reputation tour, and so I am so excited. You should watch days 1 through 7, which I will also have linked in the description. I will have all the other videos that I referenced linked in the description, as well as some of my other recent videos that aren't Taylor related. I'm sorry if you don't like Taylor and you're really sick of me talking about her for 13 days, but I will have this really cool vinyl collab that I did with my friend Murray linked. I will also have my favorite songs from July 2018. I will have a vlog that I posted from Houston, and I will also have my Justice for Alyssa video, which you should really check out. That is the most important to me out of all these things. That is really significant and something that I really want you to take a moment, even if you don't watch my video. There's a Kendall Rae video on it, and there's all kinds of stuff online about it, and that is so much more important than no, it's Becky and stuff like that. So please go check that out. That is a cause that I really, really care about and want you to find out about, because I'm trying to raise awareness for it. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time with the 9th day of Taylor. Bye, guys.